What's going on, everyone? I wanted to do a quick love letter to Schaef in Southern Paladin. Gentlemen, I appreciate what you bring to the table. I have a text thread going with some really long-term friends of mine. I've known them for practically my entire life. And the discussion ranges just like it does on here with us. And invariably, when there is a disagreement, we'll call each other retarded faggots and you're stupid. But immediately followed up with, that is, what time is pickleball? What time are we getting together to go to see, to do something, to some activity? We realize that the conversation and the continuance of it is much more important than to say, well, you're dumb, you're stupid, I'm unsubbing, I have nothing else to say. Because just like what happened to Monsieur Charlie, because je suis Charlie, no? We're all Charlie. When the conversation stops, that's when the bad stuff happens. And really, that's what needs to occur. This long conversation, because at the end of all this, we are all blind men feeling up on an elephant. And somebody's saying, wow, this is a tree trunk, I'm pretty sure. Another guy is saying, I don't know, man, it could be a snake hanging from a tree. Another guy's feeling on the side saying, I don't know, man, it feels like I'm feeling on like a canyon wall here. And then the other guy says, well, I don't know that it's a tree trunk because the tree trunk just moved. We're all blind men trying to figure out what's going on. And to place the responsibility of what's gone wrong on those that are responsible. And there is very real theatrics that happen for the plebes, the peasants, the serfs, the slaves to feast on. Red meat, low-hanging fruit is always going to be put in front of us because we don't man the levers of control. And really, you have to almost let go in some sense. Like, I got a buddy right now who I receive something practically every day. It's some TikTok vid from some suburban man who's obviously eaten well, talking about how concerned he is for World War III. But if this dude was really concerned about World War III, would he continue living in the suburbs, relying on Costco and the Alex Jones Patriot Supply, food supply, dehydrated with the fizzy fuzzy lifting drink with all the amino acids and vitamins that he feeds to? No. Somebody who's really concerned actually starts doing something. You know, I had somebody close to me die of cancer. And they were heavy drinkers and heavy smokers. And when they got their diagnosis of cancer, what did they do? They went and did the radiation. They went and did the chemo. But they didn't stop drinking or smoking. And then they would lament and question, why is this happening to me? You know, people want to be concerned, but not concerned enough to make real changes, because making real changes, making real decisions, that's tough to do. That's putting your money where your mouth is. And not many people want to put their money where their mouth is. And oftentimes the people that are putting their money where their mouth is, they are heavily critiqued and criticized and ultimately shunned and kicked off. Because again, Why was Varg kicked off YouTube? And yet we get all of these other people that are allowed to say certain things still be on there, get an audience. Because what did Varg say? Varg said, I don't hate immigrants. They just shouldn't be there, which is in France. What did Varg say? That the WHO's are running everything and there's not much you can do. What did Varg say? Stop focusing on stuff that you can't control and focus on yourself. If you really feel the way you do about stuff hitting the fan and the grid going down, then you need to get out of the city, get out to the country, get a wife, start having babies, and do your own thing. And what do they critique Varg about? Oh, you're getting handouts. Who cares? Who cares? Right? But I just wanted to say that, I can get persnickety. I can give hot takes. I can get reactionary just like everybody else. However, I appreciate what you guys have to say. And the ongoing conversation is so much more important than throwing our hands up and hitting the unsubscribe button. This conversation is so much more valuable and important than we would like to admit. Because, believe it or not, we're having a conversation from extreme geographical points. I'm on the West Coast. Sopa's on the East Coast. You're kind of in the middle, Schaef. Different backgrounds, different upbringings, different worldviews. And we're all trying to figure that out. And so with that, I don't want to waste any more of your time. It's Sunday. I'm enjoying the sunshine. I'm getting my vitamin D. Just saw some video where some guy says, man, you got to sun your testicles and your anus because of the thin skin, and you need vitamin D. And I really want you guys to be healthy, because health is the new wealth. And when we're talking about age and mortality, you do not want a slow descent into morbidity. You don't want to go to the hospital. You don't want to have chronic diseases. You don't want to be on prescriptions. You want to live healthy. You want to live good. And then you want to have a nice big myocardial infarction in your bed, right? Right after a few hours, maybe in the morning, after you've had some good sex with your wife, and you're gone. That's the way to go. I hope you guys are doing well. The holidays are coming up. Times of reflection. Be well.